So you picked up your very first Tesla, but you are overwhelmed to the max. You need to know very quick exactly what to do. First of all, congratulations. This car is the best car that you will probably ever own. I'm gonna go over the best features to enable immediately when you get inside of your car and cover things as quickly as possible so you can get to riding. Let's do this quick so I can get you out of here. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is open up the Frunk. Just like I did there using my app. You're gonna wanna get that set up. There's an option up there in the menu, and then to close it, everyone says you need to use two hands. You really don't. You place basically the palm of your hand, push it here and push down. Now, many people will swear you need two hands. Do what's most comfortable for you. Next thing is obviously the fuel. And if you tap right here when you're close to your car, it will open up. It's using Bluetooth communication from your phone to detect that you're close enough to unlock the vehicle. Most people also ask, how do you close this? Don't even worry about it. Let it close on its own. The handles should be unlocked as long as you're close to the car. If they are not, you can get a key fob. Yes, Tesla does have a key fob, but you can double tap on the key fob to unlock the doors. The key fob also works with near field communication, so as soon as you get close to your car, if your phone does not unlock it already, you'll be able to get inside of your car. Also, you can double tap on the front here to open up your frunk. This is something I use a lot in my garage or even when I have groceries and I don't want to get my phone out, unlock it, find the app, and let's take a look at the trunk. Same thing with key fob, you can double tap down here. Now this video is not about key fobs. You can easily use your app for all of this stuff. I just like using the key fob. Maybe I'm old school like that, but you can open it up. A lot of them are now automatically opening and then automatically closing. Up here is a button that you can press to allow the trunk to close on its own. If you hold down the button, you can program a stop point. That way it doesn't hit the top of your ceiling or your garage door or anything like that. If you have a manually operated trunk, you will also need to pull it down. One trick is this handle here. You can pull it down halfway, grab the license plate rather than touching the paint, and push it all the way down just like that. So how in the world do you get used to these handles? Well, if your right hand is free, I always come in like this, hit this thick, fat part with my thumb, it pops out, I grab the handle here on the left and pull open. The other method is you come up with your left hand, same thing, except now instead of being palm side up, your palm down, thumb goes on the large part here, open up and pull. That's all that you need to know on the outside of your Tesla. So now let's head inside. So you've gotten into your nice new Tesla. Now, how do I get out? Well, there's a button right here that you can press. It's on the top of the handle. You simply press it, the door will open up, and then you push out with your left elbow. Okay, first things first, locks. Look at the lock icon up here. Hit it once to lock it, hit it again to unlock it. Very important there. Now, while you're driving, it's going to lock itself automatically. Now that we've gotten most of the basics out of the way, let's go through the necessary settings. You hit this car icon over here on the bottom left to open up the menus. That little car icon is extremely helpful. Remember that spot there. Walk away lock. Everybody wants to lock their car when they leave the car, correct? Go to locks. You're gonna see locks right here. You're gonna see some options. Come down, scroll down. Walk away door lock. That I highly recommend. I'm assuming you've already gone through the pairing with your phone. You picked up the car either at the dealer or someone gave you some tips and tricks. I'm not going to go into all of that, but locks are our number one thing to look at. Okay, these next settings, most of you are already going to know this. I'm going to fly past this as quickly as possible, but these are necessary settings. First of all, your user profile. Up here, you're going to see easy entry. You are going to select driver profile settings here and then add a new driver. You're going to now put all of your settings in. Now, this includes the seat positions. This includes the outside mirror positions. You're going to see options for mirrors and also steering. Get those configured. Keep in mind, this is now how you open your glove box. Every Tesla is a little bit different with how it rides or drives. You notice I started out this video saying rides. That's because I love the automated features. That includes autopilot and full self-driving. Full self-driving is an add-on package. To find out if your car has it, you will go into the menu and you'll go into the software section and you will scroll down. You're going to look for this, full self-driving capability included package. You're gonna see those things mentioned. If you see that, congratulations, your car has FSD permanently installed. If it does not have full self-driving, and this is what allows you to drive all over the place on streets and highways without touching the wheel, not even once.
And just watching that system progress from us making fun of it and laughing at it and honestly thinking it was a completely dangerous system to now something that I live with every single day. I just moved to a new city, for example. I've been using FSD on a new hardware 4 car, which is the latest hardware that they offer at the moment. Dude, I feel like I have an autonomous car.
Okay.
It's crazy. Like I hit a button and I just show up where I'm going.
And that includes the brake pedal and the accelerator. It's absolutely incredible how far the technology has come. And I don't blame you if you want it on your car, but you can subscribe to it. You can go into your app and add it for $99 a month. Let's talk about temperature control. Very important. Swipe up from the bottom. Look at that. Up from the bottom. Swipe down to make it go away. It doesn't matter where you swipe down, it just can't be in these touch sensitive areas. Where are these areas? Well, they are right where the air is coming out. Pinch to combine both air columns and then they'll move simultaneously. You can play around with all of these settings here, but make sure you keep it on auto. This will extend the lifespan of your HVAC system. It will make the fans run more effectively and efficiently. And if for some reason you see it go back to manual, hit the auto button again. It is nice sometimes if you want to be able to blow air on your feet and you want to make sure it's going on your feet, to select the manual, and then here's the feet control. That's a hidden area that a lot of people don't know about, but hit the auto most of the time. That will manage it the best. While you are in auto, you can change the speed by going to high, back to medium, down to low. It's still in auto, but you can change the speed. And now let's cut straight to the chase and go over how we can turn on FSD. Once you start using it, I guarantee you're never gonna wanna go back. After I show you exactly how to turn on full self-driving, I'm gonna go over the features that you're gonna wanna show off to everybody right away. Especially if you have the full self-driving package, you will have access to the Actually Smart Summon. You can have your car come pick you up in a parking lot. How cool is that? Before we enable Actually Smart Summon and full self-driving, let's go into this fun little thing you can show all of your friends. Go into the software menu, go into naming your car, and then name it a Monty Python character. I'm gonna put all the options up on the screen. The nice part is once you name it once and hit save, you can come back here. You don't need to rename it. It will have the same name there. Hit save again and watch what happens. This is something that's guaranteed to get a laugh out of everybody in your car. Hopefully it will lighten the mood if somebody in your car has hard feelings. Now, cutting to the chase, we're gonna go into the Autopilot menu. We're gonna select full self-driving. We're gonna say, yes, you do have to read all of this. Yes, again, confirm, leave it at 40%. Perfect, now you get 3 options: chill, standard, hurry. I always recommend putting it in the hurry, but let's start with standard. Expanded full self-driving visualization. Yes, Actually Smart Summon, turn that on, and you're gonna want to hit on the standby mode. Turn this on. That is gonna allow you to use Actually Smart Summon without it stopping midway, and it will always work in every single situation. Moving on, I always like to have the speed limit warning displayed on the screen. Also speed limit relative, offset 0%, forward collision warning, medium, lane departure avoidance. You can choose what you want. I like to select assist here, and then leaving all of these is always a good idea. That's it for the settings. So how do you start using full self-driving? Well, for the older cars, you simply push down once on the drive stalk on the right side of the car. In the newer cars, you either start from your touch screen or there's a button on the steering wheel that you can press once to turn it on. So you put the car in drive and you're gonna move ever so slightly, and what's going to end up happening is look on the upper left corner. See that little gray steering wheel icon? That means that I can turn on the full self-driving. As long as that little steering wheel icon is there, you can turn it on. I'm gonna move across the parking lot here and you're gonna see that steering wheel icon turn off. That means it's in a spot where I can't really start the full self-driving. See how it turned off and then right back on again? Always pay attention to that. That means you can turn it on. Now, if you try from a parking space like this with one of the older cars and you turn it on, it's really not going to do anything because as of right now, hardware 3 cannot go in reverse. To know if you have hardware 3, go into the menu system. Once again, go to software. Come down, you're gonna see full self-driving computer 3. So since you're not able to use it here, we're just gonna step on the brake pedal. There are 3 ways to disable from the automated features. 1, step on the brake. 2, push up on the right drive stalk. Or 3, jerk the steering wheel. Another really cool thing you're gonna wanna share with all your friends is the parking feature. So as I go in reverse, see these parking spaces all showing up here. You're gonna wait until your car gets off of those spaces, and then they're gonna light up. Watch what happens here. See, now I've exited them. These ones behind me are lighting up. Now these ones in front are lighting up. Anyone that's a light gray color, you can press on it. Like this one here. These ones back here are selectable. Any one of these is selectable. And then you hit start. Once you select it, you hit start. The car will now start moving its steering wheel and parking itself all on its own. This parking feature also works for parallel parking, and I highly encourage you to give it a shot. It works so well. I use it all the time in the city, and I have run out of time. Make sure you come on back to check out more content here about owning your brand new Tesla. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching, and until the next one, have a great day.